Hello everyone and welcome back to Innovative Check. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Today we're tackling a topic that affects us all: China's manufacturing crisis. But it's not all doom and gloom. Let's explore. China, known as the world's factory, is facing a significant challenge. Traditional, labor-intensive manufacturing jobs are becoming less attractive to China's younger generation. In response, China is shifting from low-cost, labor-intensive manufacturing to high-tech, high-value industries. Enter Made in China 2025 feat, an ambitious government initiative aiming to transform China from a manufacturing giant into a global leader of innovation and quality. Subscribe to Innovative Check, like our videos and comment. For years, China has been the world's largest production line. A quick survey of your surroundings, your clothes, gadgets, household items will likely reveal a significant number of items either wholly or partly manufactured in China. However, in recent times, this once thriving manufacturing behemoth is undergoing an alarming crisis, posing a significant threat to its GDP and global standing. The catalyst that launched China into wealth and fame, its manufacturing prowess, is progressively eroding. This video will delve into the reasons behind this unprecedented crisis, its implications, and the potential global power dynamics shift. Historically, China has been an unbeatable manufacturing powerhouse. It has been responsible for nearly 30% of global manufacturing. This achievement was driven by several factors, including a large workforce, low labor costs, and efficient production systems. Numerous prominent companies, from Apple to Adidas, have benefited from China's low-cost manufacturing capabilities. Yet, an increasing number of these companies are reconsidering their operations in China, with some already shifting their production bases to other locations. This pivot is a response to an evolving business landscape shaped by rising costs, trade tensions, and other strategic considerations. One of the primary reasons behind China's manufacturing crisis is the escalating costs of production. Particularly in major coastal cities, costs have surged due to rising wages and skyrocketing real estate prices. Labor costs alone have grown by approximately 7% year-over-year in the past 5 years and show no signs of slowing down. This rise in costs is linked to China's evolution from a developing nation to a developed one, where the cost of living and, consequently, wages increase. This reality has led numerous companies to search for cheaper alternatives, focusing on countries like Vietnam and Indonesia, where production costs remain relatively low. China's manufacturing downturn has also been aggravated by its strained trade relationship with the United States. The U.S., being the top importer of Chinese goods, accounting for nearly 20% of China's exports, significantly impacted China's manufacturing industry by imposing a 25% tariff on selected goods. This action was a response to the trade deficits between the two nations and was followed by restrictions on China's access to high-tech U.S. products and foreign investments involving security concerns. These measures sparked a brutal trade war that sent shockwaves through global financial markets. While the direct conflict has subsided, the tensions have transitioned to a Cold War state, where underlying hostilities are masked by diplomatic courtesies. The ongoing trade tensions continue to disrupt the global supply chain and slow the growth of China's manufacturing industry. Another contributing factor to China's manufacturing crisis is its strategic shift towards high-value manufacturing. As part of its Made in China 2025 strategy, China aims to transition its manufacturing sector towards high-end, tech-focused industries, investing heavily in areas like next-generation IT, advanced engineering, Internet of Things, and smart appliances. While this transition aligns with China's long-term development goals, it has prompted many companies to move their operations elsewhere due to the accompanying uncertainties and increased costs. The changes have led to a diversification of manufacturing hubs, significantly diluting China's dominant role in global manufacturing. With the evolving manufacturing landscape in China, countries like Vietnam, India, and Thailand have capitalized on the opportunity, attracting businesses seeking lower production costs. Among these, Vietnam has emerged as a significant beneficiary. These countries offer a thriving low-cost manufacturing environment, making them attractive alternatives for companies seeking cost-effective production solutions. This shift suggests a redistribution of global manufacturing power, with China's dominance waning in favor of these emerging hubs. In response to this crisis, China is not sitting back but has started implementing strategies to combat the declining manufacturing sector. The focus of these strategies is to shift from low-cost, labor-intensive manufacturing to high-tech, high-value-added industries. This shift is encapsulated in the Made in China 2025 strategy, a government initiative aimed at upgrading the country's manufacturing capabilities. The strategy targets sectors such as robotics, aerospace, new energy vehicles, and biotechnology. It seeks to raise domestic content of core components and materials to 40% by 2020 and 70% by 2025. The idea is to become a global leader in innovation and quality, rather than quantity. However, this transition is not without challenges. Despite the significant investments made, the gap between China and developed countries in high-tech industries remains significant. Additionally, the transition requires a substantial overhaul of the education system to produce a workforce skilled enough to meet the demands of these industries. Despite these challenges, there are signs that the Made in China 2025 initiative is making progress. For instance, China has become a global leader in electric vehicle (EV) production, driven by government policies that promote EV adoption and domestic production. China's manufacturing crisis and the shift in its economic strategy will undoubtedly have significant implications for the global economy. China's role as the world's factory has facilitated globalization, as companies worldwide have been able to benefit from China's low-cost manufacturing capabilities. However, as China's manufacturing sector declines, companies are compelled to diversify their supply chains and seek alternative low-cost production bases. This shift could lead to a more distributed global manufacturing landscape, with countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico gaining prominence. Additionally, China's focus on high-tech industries may spur technological advancements and competition globally. However, this might also heighten tensions, especially with the U.S., due to concerns about intellectual property theft and national security. In response to various economic and geopolitical factors, many global manufacturing companies are relocating their operations specifically to countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and India, given their favorable business climates and cost-effective labor. Manufacturing companies are particularly drawn to Vietnam due to several key factors. First, the cost of labor in Vietnam is significantly lower than in traditional manufacturing powerhouses such as China. This helps companies reduce their operational costs. Second, Vietnam has a young, dynamic, and fast-growing workforce that's eager to learn and adapt to new technologies and methodologies, making it a promising place for industries that require a lot of labor. Third, Vietnam has been actively improving its business climate, regulatory environment, and infrastructure to attract foreign investment. They've implemented reforms that make it easier to do business, and have invested in significant infrastructure projects to support industrial growth. Let's talk about India. While India offers a large domestic market, cost-effective labor, and a skilled workforce, it can be a challenging destination for manufacturers for several reasons. First, India's infrastructure, particularly in areas such as logistics and power supply, is often considered inadequate for large-scale, high-efficiency manufacturing. Frequent power outages, poor road and rail networks, and congested ports can lead to delays and increase costs for manufacturers. Second, regulatory hurdles can be a significant deterrent. Despite improvements in recent years, India still ranks fairly low on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index. Red tape, complex labor laws, and a slow legal system can make it difficult for companies to set up and run their operations smoothly. Third, while India's labor is cost-effective, its productivity is often lower compared to other countries due to a lack of industrial training and skills development. The gap between the skills of the workforce and the requirements of modern manufacturing is a challenge. Lastly, geopolitical factors such as border disputes and trade restrictions can also affect the stability of operations in India, creating uncertainties that many companies might wish to avoid. However, it's important to note that India is making efforts to address these issues, and some sectors and regions within the country are attracting substantial foreign investment. The country's Made in India initiative is one such effort to encourage companies to manufacture in India. So back to China. China's manufacturing crisis is a complex issue, resulting from a confluence of internal and external factors. While this crisis presents significant challenges for China, it also opens the door to new opportunities. The transition to high-tech industries aligns with the changing aspirations of China's young workforce and has the potential to position China as a global leader in these industries. However, the path to achieving this vision is fraught with obstacles. A lot will depend on how China manages the transition, resolves the current crisis, and responds to the changing global manufacturing landscape. It's a shift that will not only define China's economic future but also shape the future of global manufacturing. Ultimately, the true extent of the manufacturing crisis and its long-term effects are yet to be seen. It will depend on a multitude of factors, including the actions of other global economic players, China's ability to innovate and adapt, and the unforeseeable impacts of global events such as the ongoing pandemic. Nonetheless, one thing is clear. The world is watching closely as this manufacturing giant navigates its way through this unprecedented challenge. There is no doubt that the outcome of this crisis will have significant implications for the global economic and geopolitical landscape, redefining power dynamics and reshaping the future of international commerce and trade. Only time will tell how this crisis unfolds and how China and the world at large will adapt to these profound changes. And that's it for this episode. The future of manufacturing is changing, and China is right at the heart of it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on innovation. I'm your host, signing off until our next journey together. Stay innovative.